Well, 1 week ago, she was named Seattle Storm head coach, and now she has 3 really close games under her belt. Noelle Quinn, thanks so much for joining us. Are you exhausted yet? This has been a long week for everyone.
I'm so exhausted. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I'm just living right now.
Well, today was obviously a tough one, but let's talk big picture here. Just 3 games in for you as head coach. What have you learned about being a head coach so far that maybe you didn't know going into it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into, taking on this leadership role. Media, first and foremost, being available after practice, before shoot-arounds, after games. Naturally, I'm a quiet person, introvert, but have to talk now and, talk about the game, talk through strategy. And I think that's the biggest thing, just kind of the nuances of the job.
And none of us expected Dan Hughes to retire suddenly last week. Have you talked to him since then, and what advice did he give you?
Yeah, I talked with Dan, or actually text with Dan a couple of times. He's still watching our games and still very encouraging. And so I am very appreciative of the time that I've had spent with him. He empowered me. I found my voice, obviously, through the offensive stuff that we were running, and just an amazing, amazing human being.
Well, even while you were still playing in the WNBA, you were also coaching high school girls basketball at your alma mater in Southern California. Did you ever see yourself as a head coach in the WNBA as well?
I didn't, honestly. And, I talk about this a lot. A lot of people see these qualities within me, and I just kind of, live my life just to be an impact, to be a light toward others. I value relationships. I value bonds. I value the actual time I spend with people. And, my passion and my purpose in life is the time that you are around me, that I spend with people. It's like I want to empower, I want to strengthen, I want to make a person better just by being in my presence. And, if that is being a head coach for the Storm, so be it. And I didn't see it in my future, but, I'm just blessed to be in this situation, and I don't take it for granted at all.
Well, we also have to give a shout out to Bishop Montgomery High School, since I did bring them up. But you've got about 18 or more years on those players. You're actually 4 years younger than Sue Bird. What's that dynamic like?
Yeah, I've known Sue for a good while. I played with her, obviously, here for the Storm, but also overseas. So I've gotten a chance to really connect with her on a deeper level, in that it's just more than basketball. She's an amazing human being as well. And she is our coach on the floor, and she's also the voice that I need to help do my job as well. And to have her here is just comfortable for me. And I know that she has my back and I have hers. And, the experience that we've had as teammates, that bond that we've formed as teammates, it's now, I think, helpful to have that with our dynamic right now.
Well, tonight was a heartbreak, but some could say it might have been payback for Friday night. Let's relive that one instead. I mean, Jewell Lloyd hitting that ridiculous buzzer beater. How fun was that on Friday?
Right. It is awesome. In the moment, obviously high blood pressure, high heart rate. And, even after the game, watching the shot a million times, probably, you're right. I think it was payback for the other night that they got one tonight. But, Jewell has that clutch gene. She's a tough shot maker and taker, honestly. And I was just so proud of her to be in that moment. And, she works on those shots. It wasn't a surprise that she was able to hit it, get her feet right and square up, and nothing but net.
Well, finally, earlier this week, you talked about what it meant to you to be the first black head coach in Storm history, and one of just 2 active head coaches in the WNBA who are black females. You were both on the same court tonight and on Friday, yourself and Vicki Johnson. How important is that to you? And more importantly, the optics for younger people seeing women of color in leadership positions like that?
Absolutely. First off, shout out to Vicki Johnson. I talked about the black women specifically who coached in this league as a head coach position or interim coach position. They crawled so that, I could walk, and hopefully I'm walking so the next generation can run. And I think, the importance of being the first of something is, to me, it's 2021, and I'm like, I love that we can say that I'm the first, but I don't want to hear we're the first Black of anything anymore, because it's important to understand we're qualified, we're equipped, and we're here, you know. And once we are able to have opportunities, we then can show generations below us that it is possible to coach a team, to own a team, to be a general manager of a team. But in these leadership roles, for a young adult, or for the younger generation to see us, there is just this notion of like, now that they understand that there is a possibility. Sometimes young kids don't even understand or know that these jobs exist because they don't see people who look like them. And so for me, the value in that is, again, the impact of, I'm the first of, yes, but we have to, I want 10 more of me. And, you know, I don't want to be the last, you know.
Well, incredibly well stated there. Thank you very much. You've won a championship as a player with the Storm in 2018, then as an associate head coach last year. So you can complete the trifecta with a title as a head coach. We wish you nothing but success on the upcoming 5-game road trip starting this week. Noelle Quinn, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it.